Good Monday morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We had a really good one. Got to rest a lot this weekend. My official taper for the race coming up this weekend got started. Just ran out and ran for about an hour and 15 minutes Saturday and Sunday, and just to keep moving a little bit. Going into this week, healthy. During this training block, I had a couple of little issues, but that's nothing unusual. One thing that, getting to the race line healthy is one of the biggest things for me, trying to get there with nothing hurting or no kind of major issue is always exciting. One thing I can't control is the weather, and the weather here in Kentucky has been all over the place. This morning, the wind chills in the upper 30s. Wednesday's going to be 83. And by the time race day gets here, they're saying 59 and rain. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait this week and see how things happen, but can't control that. Not going to let it worry me. And just going to make plans on Friday night once I see kind of what the weather is going to be doing on what I need to wear, and kind of make a difference in my nutrition and things like that. So, but it's always exciting when you get a big training block in and start that week of taper and kind of just taking it easy and trying to just relax and try not to let your nerves get to you, which is a big problem with me. I get overly excited once the taper starts and start ready to go. So one thing about that, so a lot of times I compare business and life a lot to running. There's lots of ups and downs. There's going to be things that life throws at you. There's going to be things that we can't control. And that's one of the problems is when you go into life and business and relationships, or whatever you want to put this towards like that, there's a lot of things that we can't control, but there's a lot of things that we can control. Trying to, nutrition for running being one thing, trying to stay healthy, trying to watch, not over push yourself and things like that. But then the competition, the weather, things like that, I can't control. I don't know nothing about. I can't decide who I'm going to run against. I can't decide what the weather's going to look like when it rolls around. And business is the same way. You show up to a bid, or you're talking to a new customer or a current customer. There's always going to be competition. There's always going to be somebody in there trying to get the deal also. That's part of life. That's part of any business. And that's something we've got to look at. And then in life, same difference like that. There's going to be mornings that it's just nothing goes right for you. You're trying to get there to work on time. You're trying to get things taken care of. And, all of a sudden everything falls apart. And owning the business is a big part of that. Last week we had one of our work cars finally just die on us. So I had to go out and buy a new car. And everybody knows the car market right now is crazy. But that's just one of those points that, I wasn't stressed about it. I hate having to buy a car, but the other car was good and lasted a long time. So I tried to just stay positive with it, and found one by the end of the week, at a reasonable price. Not great, but reasonable. But, as we go through these days, and we go through the years and whatever, in relationship and in life and in business and running or endurance sports or whatever you're doing, it takes work. You can't just show up at the start line and decide to run 50 miles without training, without having a nutrition plan, without having at least what clothes you need to wear, what shoes you need to wear. You're not going to show up in road shoes to run a trail marathon. And same way in all the other things I mentioned. Relationships take a lot of work, and there's going to be things happen that we can't control, but how we react to them is what's going to make the difference. So when things get thrown at you the wrong way, don't overreact. Look at the situation, think it through, and make a really logical and hopefully a decent suggestion on what you need to do to move forward. So let's continue praying and motivating the people around us. Let's continue, smile at somebody. It don't matter how bad a day you're having, smile at somebody. When you get that smile back, it's going to make you feel better. So everybody have just a blessed and wonderful week.